Okay, we're just gonna bop. Oh. Too much. What's up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So it is almost 11 o'clock at night, and I've got a case of the filming bug where I just want to keep filming. Like, I've been filming for about 8 or 9 hours now, and I don't want to stop. So I was sitting here thinking about what I could do, because I really just want to play in makeup, like no rhyme or reason. I just want to throw some stuff on. I don't want to invest a lot of time into doing a wear test because it's 11 o'clock at night. And Ulta just had their fall haul. It's actually the last day of the fall haul. It's September 30th. So yeah, literally an hour left until it's over. And everyone else already did their fall haul videos a week ago when it first started, you know, what you should buy and what you should pass on, all that stuff. And I mean, that ship has sailed. So I thought, let's play with what I got from the fall haul sale. And a couple of these things are products that I was just getting new shades in. So you have seen these on my channel before, but nonetheless, it's still exciting. Honestly, these are probably some of the most fun times. Late at night when you're putting on makeup, you're just playing around and you know you're gonna take it off anyway, so that's usually when you create the best looks. So let's do it. So let's do a little roundup for eyeshadow. So the first thing I have are these Colourpop shadow sticks. I got two because they were buy one, get one half off. I got the shade Socialite, which is a metallic finish, and then also Quokka, which is another metallic finish. And I've not tried these before, so I'm really excited about that. I also got these Ulta Beauty bouncy eyeshadows. I got the shade Champagne Sorbet and Italian Ice. I actually saw a video from, I think her name's Daisy Cash. She was talking about using one of these. I'm not even sure if I got the right shade that she talked about. I just kind of picked out whatever I thought looked pretty, but she was talking about using one of them for like a one and done, throw in your eye, buff out the crease, smoky eye kind of look. But yeah, excited to try these. These are a lot prettier in person than I thought they'd be. And then last but not least, I got this Juvia's Place, the Warrior 2. So I didn't realize it was gonna be this big, hot dog. So yeah, all matte palette. I'm not really into a lot of shimmers nowadays. I mean, I got two shimmers in the Ulta Beauty shadows, but whatever. I guess I should start with the creams since you're supposed to put creams on first. So let's do that. Let's start with the shade Quokka. This is a bronzy kind of shade. Ooh, that is really pretty. So I've really been into cream shadows like this, like just throwing something on, buffing out the crease and going. And here is Socialite. So they called this one I think it was like taupey ice or something like that. This used to be my favorite kind of shade in the world. Like, I love this silvery, pinky, taupey kind of shade. Like, I thought it looked so good on my skin tone and my eye color, and I still think it does. I'm not as into a lot of shadows now, like shimmers in particular. I will say they're very, very creamy. Let's see, do that. Oh, they do have a sharpener on the other end. I feel like that's pretty common for this kind of thing, but that's nice little feature. Let's start with Socialite, the lighter one. Again, not sure if I'm actually gonna keep these on, but we're just gonna play around and just do some demo swatches. So I will say, without primer on, it does sheer out quite a bit. I mean, like, it's still pretty pigmented and opaque and stuff, but I feel like it's just not really adhering all that well. But I mean, blending out like nobody's business. It is so creamy, and that is a really pretty color too. I love that. I should probably zoom you guys in. I am so sorry. So I like the fact that the shimmer in this doesn't look too chunky, number one, and it also doesn't emphasize like lines and stuff like that. But yeah, so creamy, so glidey, and just like silk. It truly feels like silk. On the other side, let's do the bronze shade Quokka. So again, this is being put on with no eye primer, just because if I want to take it off, what's the point? But yeah, once again, very creamy, very glidey. I feel like this one was a little bit more glidey and creamy. Like, there's definitely glitter in this. But I feel like it's one of those, you know how like there are sequin matte shades in powder form? Like, you know, they're basically a matte and then you can see sequins throughout the formula just a little bit. This kind of reminds me of that. Like, I feel like it's mainly like a matte-ish shade, but it's also got that sequin glitter to kind of make it pop. So yeah, I feel like that'd be a really pretty shade to just buff out the crease, and you have a one and done eyeshadow. But yeah, buffed out nicely. It's not setting down too fast or anything. Let's go on this side and do the same thing, just kind of buff it out a little bit. I'm really impressed with how those went on. I feel like I want to apply eye primer too. Dang it, why didn't I do that? So let's see, I'm gonna take off this side and prime. God, that one has so much sparkle. So I'm just gonna prime with my Essence Olive Stage eyeshadow base. This is discontinued, but that's why it doesn't matter, because we're just throwing it on and just playing around. But yeah, see, you can't really see my veins and stuff, so that's what I'm looking for. So going back into the metallic bronze shade now, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. That sticks down a lot better. I like that a lot better with an eye primer. I don't like to see the stuff underneath. That is super fast too. Like, you don't even have to use a brush if you don't want to. It's one of those that the edges, like even if you barely touch them, the edges just kind of soften out naturally. That's a really pretty shade. It's not super unique. I mean, it's just a bronze shade. I will say this one is not, yeah, this one's not really creasing or anything yet. So far so good. I don't know if it's gonna work with my look though, because I want to use the palette. And then I've also got these Ulta Beauty eyeshadows. So guess we're taking it off again. I'm gonna go ahead and re-prime my eyelids. Moving over to the Ulta Beauty Bouncy eyeshadows. Oh man, this one's broken. Oh man, that sucks. I did an in-store pickup. It didn't even get shipped. Are you? Here is Italian Ice. Ooh, that feels, that feels like a putty eyeshadow. That is pretty interesting. I feel like you see that with blushes sometimes, but with an eyeshadow, that's a bit unique. So yeah, I would call that like a taupey bronze shade. A lot like that other shade from Colourpop, honestly. But yeah, that is very smooth, very, very soft. Once again, feels like silk, like feels extremely just glidey and smooth. And I feel like the formula is very thin too, so I don't think it's going to be one that accentuates lines and wrinkles and signs of aging and stuff. So moving over to Champagne Sorbet, the broken one. I feel like Ulta Beauty stuff kind of gets overlooked sometimes, and sometimes for a good reason, but I feel like they do have a lot of things like hidden gems that people don't really talk about. So yeah, there is Champagne Sorbet. So that one's kind of like a champagne gold slash like a light bronzy kind of shade. So same thing, let's do one on each side just to see the colors. So starting off with Italian Ice, I'm gonna just put this all over the lid on this side. Ooh, I already know I'm gonna like this. It's kind of a powder version of that Socialite shade from the Colourpop Shadow Stick. Moving over to Champagne Sorbet. I feel like both of these are kind of that like understated shimmer. Like these aren't ones that are super in your face. It's not gonna give you that like aluminum foil crunched up kind of look if you apply it too heavily. Like I feel like these could never look heavy or too thick or too like chunky on the eyes. Like that is a beautiful formula. I'm very, very impressed with that. So you know the drill. We're gonna take it off for now. Alrighty, our re-primed. So now let's go into the palette. Let's see. I just want to throw them all on. Yeah, let's go ahead and set the eye primer down with that white. I'm kind of afraid it's gonna be too white, but only one way to find out. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, there is that white shade. So yeah, it looked really white in the pan, but it's not too blanc. So I'm gonna go into this light taupey shade right here, which looks to be really ashy, like very, very gray. So I'm afraid it's gonna be too gray for me, but let's just put it in the crease. That's a really good contouring shade. That's one of those shades that doesn't really look like you have anything going on. It just looks like your eyelid, like your crease is more knocked back in there, you know, more receded. So I kind of want to use one of these orange shades, but I will say these look very similar. I wish they put a completely different color in there because I feel like these are too similar in tone to actually make a difference on the eyes. I'll go into this one over here, the more peachy corally one. So let's just put it in the crease. I don't know. That's a lot more sheer than I thought it would be. Let's just go ahead and put this all in the crease from the inner to the outer corner and kind of knock it on the eyelid some too. So just like washing it through real quick, just like that. And just to see if there's a difference, let's go into that middle, slightly darker, slightly more red tone orange shade in there and do the exact same thing. So far, these are extremely buildable. Like these are actually more on the sheer side. You can really control how sheer or how dark something is, but if you want it to be very intense, or I would imagine if you're applying it on a deeper skin tone, it would take quite a bit to build it up. I mean, layer by layer, it does get more intense and more rich and dark. So I'm gonna go back over to that corally peach shade for this side and just, you know, now that I'm kind of learning it, let's just go ahead and apply another layer of this and kind of build it up a little bit. I'm really intrigued by this reddish brown shade. So I'm gonna take that on a smaller fluffy brush and let's start this. Ooh, okay, whoa, 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 difference in opacity here. I'm gonna put this in the outer V and also in the lower portion of the crease, just kind of through the socket. Okay, pigmented, but very easy to control still. Again, no fallout whatsoever. Like the pressing of these is very good. Ooh, I really want to put this all over the eyelid. This is so pretty. However, I will say, I feel like this is one of those that if you apply too much of it, it just kind of starts looking dark and patchy. Is that me? Is that user error or is that the formula? Honestly, I may have just gotten too much on my brush on this side. Yeah, now I'm just dipping in one time. I'm not doing this little number like I did on this side. But yeah, it definitely has the ability to patch up and almost turn like dark brown and look kind of funky. So there's that side. That side does look better once I just dipped it in one time. I will say that reddish maroon shade looks really good on my eye color. I like it.
I like it a lot.
I'll go back in with the white and just kind of smudge this on the eyelid, just kind of clean it up a little bit because I feel like I don't want all that close on the inner portion of the eyelid. Here's where we're at with the eyelid. So I'm gonna go ahead now and go into, let's do some shadow liner. I'm gonna take this dark brown. I'm just gonna smudge this on the outer half of my lash line. Yeah, this is kind of the same thing where it is not as pigmented as what it looks like when you pick it up on the brush. Like it's just not laying it down as well as I thought it would, or like as much as I thought it would. All right, don't really see a whole lot of that brown. So now let's go into the lighter black, like the charcoal black. I don't know, is this charcoal black or is this charcoal black? I don't know, but I'm just going to go into this one just to see if I can see a difference, because I want to smoke this one out and then go into the really, really rich jet black and use that to kind of get closer to the lashes. Yeah, I'm just going to smudge this the exact same way as I did that darker brown shade. And I mean, it's showing up. Like that's actually a really pretty like smoky kind of black. So I'm gonna take a smaller actual eyeliner brush now. This is just a little fan brush, but it's really tight, really dense. And I'm gonna go into that super rich jet black, which I've got very high hopes for, and use this to get really close to my lashes. So I'm just gonna start off by stamping it. Ooh, I think this is gonna work. Yeah, I like it. I like it. So yeah, just stamping it right at the base of the lashes. Not going as high as that other smoky black shade, just kind of keeping it really tight. So that gives you that really pretty, smoky, make your pupil pop kind of effect. Ooh, I'm excited to see how this looks by itself with just mascara. To this day, I think one of the prettiest, like the most beautiful, understated looks is this kind of look right here, where it's like just a very nice, like soft, smoky wing. Oh, I want to be able to do this so bad. If you guys want to see me try to create something like that, then let me know in the comments below. Go back into that little pencil brush that I used for the softer black and just kind of smudge all that together. I'm excited. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes. I didn't get a new mascara, but I will use one that was on sale during the fall haul. So I'm just gonna use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. And to be honest, I didn't used to like this mascara, but I've been doing something different. Like I've been doing a little mascara hack after applying it that has completely changed the game for me. So yeah, I'm kind of digging this one. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of into the look of very, very light mascara, like not caking it on, not, you know, getting that spidery look, you know, just applying literally a couple of little strokes. I feel like that just keeps the eye looking open, and I think that it looks better. Is that weird? It's kind of weird for me because that's not what I'm used to doing, but yeah, I've kind of been trying to own the fact that less does look better most of the time. So yeah, that's me now. I got several Complexion products. So I got a different shade in the Ulta Complexion Crush foundation. I got the shade Light Warm. If you want to know more about this foundation, because I do want to kind of refrain from spilling the beans too much about it, because I have done so many other videos. I'm gonna link a couple of videos up here in the cards where I've really gone in depth about it, and I've done wear tests. I've really talked extensively about this, so make sure you check them out up there. Let's see what this shade looks like. Actually, let's go back to the swatches on my hand. The Colourpop shadow stick. So let's take a clean finger and just rub each one. Oh, okay, that is like smudging, like fading a little bit, but that's barely taking anything off. Like, I mean, it definitely is taking some off, but oh, there's what Light Warm looks like. So I think I can make that work. So I'm going to apply it to this side. Yeah, that's better. Look at that though, it just sits so seamlessly. Like it doesn't enhance texture or scabbage if you've got acne like me and you're a pimple popper. Doesn't sink into pores, doesn't crease, wears extremely well all day long, even in the really hot, humid summer heat. So yeah, love this so much. I actually do have another foundation that I wanted to try, and I've swatched it, but I've not tried it yet. This is the LA Girl Pro Sculpt Concealer Palette. So I plan on using this as foundation slash concealer slash bronzer slash correctors over here. Like this is a really cool palette, so hopefully it's not a dud, which a lot of these drugstore cream foundation concealer palettes are. But yeah, there's what that looks like. So yeah, 8 shades. You can do a little mixy matching, and you know, if you get darker in the summer, you can add some bronze in. If you get lighter in the winter, do some of the light, but you can just kind of pack into all of them. I was swatching earlier and I feel like these 3 shades right here and this little upside down L will work for me in some way. So I'm just going to dip into all of them. And there are pretty much no reviews of this on the Ulta website, so I was just kind of flying freehand. I'm starting it on the areas where I have a lot to cover up, and I mean, it's going on okay. A little bit drier than I expected. I was kind of hoping for some more creaminess. Not too bad so far. I am very curious to see how this would build up and apply with a sponge, so I'll probably do that too. I will say I do have a little scabby spot right here, and I'm kind of afraid of, like, if I keep going over it, it's just gonna flake it off and it may just sit on it weird if I apply too much to it. Okay, I got my warm, damp sponge now, and let's go right back here. Ooh. Okay. This might be the trick. Ooh, I need brows. I need brows so bad with this kind of red, orange, smoky eye look.
Makes me sick.
Speaking of sick, if you want to see a Hocus Pocus Halloween makeup tutorial, I've got 2. I've got a Winnie and a Sarah Sanderson makeup tutorial, so make sure you check them out for Halloween. We should all go as Hocus Pocus together, okay, as a family. Okay, I feel like that works a lot better. Yeah, I mean, it's more on the dry side when you're blending it, but on the skin, it's got kind of a creamy satin matte finish. Like, it's not completely matte and completely flat. Like, there's some luminosity and sheen to it. Like, it's not sitting weirdly in my pores. It's not looking cakey or makeup-y or thick. Like, it looks pretty dang natural, and the coverage is, I would say, medium to full, depending on how much time you want to spend on building it up, but I definitely think you could build it up. So this might be a win, okay? This might shock me. But for concealer, I have another one that I just bought new shades in. This is one that I've had in my collection off and on for a very long time. I used to absolutely love this concealer. It is so good, so underrated, definitely a true hidden gem. This is the Ulta Beauty Full Coverage Concealer. So I got the shades Light Cool and Light Warm. Let's start off with Light Warm on this side. It's definitely very forgiving. You can apply a little bit. It's not going to look all dry and thick and cakey and stuff, but oh my, ooh. It has such a creamy, smooth look to it. That, oh, I love that again. So going into Light Cool, which I thought, you know, this has more of a peachy undertone, and usually I don't like peachy undertone concealers. Like, I just like to do, you know, just something that's close to my own skin tone, but I feel like sometimes, like, if it's not too off, it can kind of double up as your concealer and your corrector. So why would I want to do that? So here is Light Cool, and ooh, I feel good about that one too. It's got a very interesting kind of consistency. Like, it's kind of a moussey texture, but it's not cakey thick. Like, it's not one of those that, you know, just looks really dry and just, you know, pancakey. Like, it's just, it looks so smoothing. Let's turn down the ISO and zoom you in. Yeah, again, here's Light Warm and here's Light Cool. Do I like Light Cool better? I think I do. Yeah, can you see that finish and just how it's sitting on the skin? Like, this is one that I don't think everyone would have to sit with the powder for it to last well. I love the coverage, the blend, the sit, like everything about that. Ooh, it's just sparking my excitement and my memories. I love this so much. I need some brows. Do I have anything that went on sale? I don't even know. I'm just gonna use something that I don't really care about. I'm just gonna use this e.l.f. Wow Brow in the shade Neutral Brown. I love this, don't get me wrong, but it is about empty and it's pretty cheap, so it's not like it's something that I really care if I have to go out and buy more of them. This is definitely getting dry. I needs me a new one. For bronzer, I'm gonna go into that darker shade in the palette and let's see how that looks. I'm just gonna take this on a little round dome brush like this, and let's get some on there. We'll start off light. Okay, it's kind of tricky. Like, it's one that it feels dry, so you feel like you really have to, you know, dig in there, but honestly, a small amount does go a pretty long way, and that looks pretty good, actually. Yeah, I kind of love this. I'm just gonna blend around the bronzer with whatever's left over on the flat side of my sponge and just kind of tone it down and soften the edges so it's not like bam. Moving over to blush, I have this Juvia's Place liquid blush in the shade Peach Rose, and I've heard so many good things about these. Like, people say that this is a very good alternative to the Rare Beauty blushes, which I've actually not tried, or maybe I did. Maybe I did a long time ago. I can't remember, but everyone talks about how pigmented those are and how you need like half a dot for each side. Like, a little bit does go a very, very long way, and people say that this does the exact same thing. Like, it works in the same way. It comes in this giant tube. Like, this is a lot of product in here. I feel like this will last you for the rest of your life. So, oh, that's neon. That is neon. I'm nervous. So I'm gonna take it on a smaller taper brush like this and pick up a very small amount. I think that might be too much. Oh, I'm nervous. Pop up. Oh, too much. Too much. We're gonna have to share from side to side, and even then, oh my God, I've got so much swatch left over. I'm just gonna scoop that back into the little bottle there. Okay, how am I going to... Oh no. I thought I was doing a really good job too, okay? Like I thought I got the smallest amount, like the smallest little trickle of product, but... See, this is my problem with overly pigmented blushes. Like everyone freaks out about them and just like, oh, you only need the smallest amount. I look like a freaking clown right now. The thing is, I don't want to have to worry about getting the smallest amount, like getting a hair too much product on my brush. I'm gonna take the brush I use for my foundation, and there's probably a little bit of extra product on there, so I'm just gonna use that to soften out the blush. Okay, we're out of the danger zone. So I'm gonna also take my sponge and bounce around the edges, especially around the concealer edges. And yeah, another little tip to kind of tone it down a little bit. But I mean, when it's all said and done, I love the color. Yeah, there's what that looks like. So it's got a nice, like, very subtle, like satiny kind of dewy finish to it. So it's not too greasy. It's not too glowy and whatnot. Like I feel like this is one that's gonna work. It's gonna work for a lot of skin types. I'll go back to the palette and I'm going to continue with my lower lash line. So I might throw this just brown shade on because I feel like if I go too red and too orange, it's not gonna look right. Oh yeah, that shade on the lower lash line. That was a good call. Good call, Ashley. Good call. I'm gonna go into that white shade and put that in the inner corner, just like that. All right, skin's looking good. Eyes looking good. Now I have these lip oils, which have been blowing up for freaking months now. These are the NYX Fat Lip Drip Oils. I got the shades Miss Call and Newsfeed. I'm gonna take off my chapstick. Let's try Newsfeed first, which is kind of like a cherry red. I'm gonna be honest, I've not really been seeing the hype in lip oils. I feel like they're just a glorified lip gloss. There is the red shade Newsfeed. So I like the fact that it's not super opaque and red. Like this is something that you could put on and it just slightly tints your lips. Like it's not something that's gonna be overboard. Like you can wear this with minimal eye makeup and it's still gonna look good and give you that, you know, very natural kind of aesthetic. Yeah, not bad. All right, now let's go into Miss Call, which is a slightly lighter, like pinky red. So I like shades like this, or I have been liking shades like this, just to throw on and not wear lip liner with. All right, there's that shade. So again, it's not as pink as what it looks like in the tube, just like the red one isn't as red as it looks like in here. So it's definitely kind of deceiving, but I feel like whenever you're looking for a lip oil that are just slightly tinted, usually, sometimes it's better to go with one that is way out of your comfort zone, like not something that you would normally go for because you have to account for the fact that it's gonna be mostly clear. Honestly, I feel like I like the red one Newsfeed better just because this one gave me more color. Yeah, it does feel pretty nice. Pretty glossy, got a really nice sheen and shine to it. Doesn't look goopy or anything. Like it doesn't stick, like the lips don't stick together and form this little sticky goop string. So that's good. Didn't really expect that. I'm very pleased with what we have done and used tonight. Like I am super happy. Actually kind of sad that I have to take it off soon. Honestly, this is probably one of the most fun videos I've done in a long time. There wasn't one thing that I tried today that I didn't like. Like I was impressed by everything. That never happens. My face looks awesome right now. The eyeshadow, I love this eye look. Like I love these kind of tones against my eye color. Like came together so nice. Concealers, freaking love them. Hate that I ever stopped using them. The blush actually ended up working out really well despite getting a hair too much on my brush. Like I literally do not need but like a half of a dot. I wouldn't apply this straight from the wand onto my face. Like that would be a huge mistake, but color is beautiful. Exactly what I'm looking for. It's the perfect tone and the finish, everything about this. Love this aside from the fact that you need to be very careful with it. I'm excited to keep using the Colourpop shadow sticks. I think these are gonna be a hit for me. Really excited to keep using the bouncy eyeshadows from Ulta. I'm excited to keep using the LA Girl foundation, or it's actually a concealer palette. So yeah, love the way all these performed. Yeah, if you guys do like videos like this, they're just a little more playful and chill and relaxed, and just like it's about playing in makeup. Like there's not really an end goal. Like there's not a wear test or anything like that. Then make sure you give this video a big old thumbs up, but also leave a comment of what was your favorite thing that I showed today. Like what was the thing that you felt was like most exciting and impressive? Drop that down there too. Here's a couple more things for you to check out next. Just venture around the channel, make yourself at home, subscribe if you're not already, and turn the notification bell on to always see my stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.